Before you knew the word narcissist, before you had the terminology, the diagnostic checklists, or the late night search engine deep dives, your body already knew. Think back to that dynamic. Long before the illusion cracked, there was a moment, a subtle tightness in your chest right beneath a grand compliment, a split-second breathlessness, a fleeting, quiet intuition that something across from you was calibrated rather than genuine. You felt it. But then your mind stepped in, made excuses, and turned the mirror back on you. Welcome to NARCTALKS, how to spot a narcissist, reading the person across from you. Today, we are stopping the self-doubt. Today, we turn the mirror outward. This workshop is the pure embodiment of clarity, sovereignty, and self-trust. As someone fully anchored in your innate self-worth, you naturally perceive reality with total precision. Whether you are integrating past wisdom, commanding your present dynamic, or stepping into a high vibrational season of self-preservation, this session serves as your definitive roadmap. Narcissistic traits reveal themselves from the very first moments, in initial encounters, early dialogue, and the foundational stage where dynamics remain entirely fluid. The signals are consistently present and instantly readable. Today, you claim the exact framework to recognize them effortlessly, respond with real-time mastery, and lock that somatic intelligence permanently into your physical architecture. One quick note of orientation. A single isolated tell can just be an off day. What we are looking for is the pattern, the cluster of behaviors, their consistency, and the exact physical signal your body registers when you are around them. Before we dive into part one, let's do a quick collective check-in. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Roll your shoulders back. You are safe here. You are in a room full of people who get it. You no longer have to second guess your own perception. Let's turn the mirror outward and begin. The first encounter signals, the conversation tells, the empathy audit, the entitlement markers, the accountability response, in the moment nervous system shielding, and the body's ultimate knowing. This workshop turns the mirror outward. It is a guide to reading the person across from you, the person in the initial conversations, the early weeks, the stage where the dynamic remains completely malleable. This is the workshop that elevates every new relationship. For those in or emerging from a dynamic, it offers the immediate clarity of exact language for observable realities. The tells described here are consistent, clear, and fully accessible to anyone who trusts what they see. The first encounter. What to read before the bond forms. The first encounter carries rich information, a moment to maintain clear, observant presence alongside whatever feelings arise. The initial presentation of a narcissistic personality is frequently intense. The attention is complete, the interest is apparent, the charm is real. holding both simultaneously, the pleasure of connection and the clear-eyed observation of reality, is a skill you possess. It operates through pure presence, curiosity, and grounded observation. The mirroring effect. In an initial encounter with a narcissistic personality, a common experience is feeling perfectly understood, having your interests, values, and self-concept reflected back with unusual warmth. Narcissistic personalities are highly skilled at reading people and reflecting desires back to them. The specific tell is the completeness of speed about it. Mutual discovery takes time, creating space for difference, nuance, and genuine negotiation. A connection that feels total and frictionless reflects an image back to you rather than truly meeting your depth. It's about the image. The speed of intimacy. Genuine intimacy deepens steadily through shared experience and mutual trust. Accelerated charm shifts this timeline. Deep personal disclosure arrives immediately. Declarations of feeling arrive ahead of sharing history, and an exceptional connection establishes itself within hours. The speed itself is a signal, a specific texture of intimacy that arrives fully formed, bypassing the natural journey of mutual discovery. The exceptional self-narrative. Early conversations with narcissistic personalities frequently contain a consistent narrative thread. This person positions themselves as singular. This is often stated with careful modesty to maximize impact. The career is uniquely challenging. The past relationships are uniquely unfair. The qualities of depth set this person apart. A single impressive story is simply interesting. A persistent pattern of positioning oneself as singular reveals how the self-concept is organized. The central gravity. Observe where the conversational center of gravity sits. In mutual dialogue, attention moves freely toward you, toward them, toward shared ideas. With a narcissistic personality, even during intense interest, a strong pull remains. The conversation loops back to them. Stories about your experience become launch pads for longer stories about theirs. Questions about your life shift before your answers fully land. The conversation's center of gravity resides in them, using your experiences as material to reconnect back to their narrative. The first encounter is a space for clear noticing. What is the quality of the attention? Is it curious or calibrated? Is the connection deepening through exchange or arriving prepackaged? What does your body register beneath the surface? Keep these questions active and clear as relationships unfold. Part 2. The conversation tells. What emerges in dialogue? Conversation offers rich diagnostic information through the clear patterns that emerge in how someone speaks, listens, receives, and responds. These tells require only your commitment to observe reality as it is. How they speak about others. The all-villain X. A reliable conversation tell is how a person describes former partners. Total blanket condemnation, describing every ex as crazy, toxic, or flawed, while claiming total blamelessness, reveals their capacity for accountability and demonstrates how they will eventually describe you. Flatness toward others' suffering. Observe how a person responds to another's pain, news events, mutual acquaintances in difficulty, or general suffering. Genuine empathy aligns with warmth and presence. A flat response, a quick subject change, or a pivot to their own life reveals a reliance on performed empathy rather than felt attunement. The one-up. When you share an experience, observe the sequence. In mutual exchange, your story is received and held. With a narcissistic personality, your experience acts as a bridge to theirs. Your hard week prompts their harder week. Your achievement prompts their greater achievement. The cumulative pattern reveals where their attention resides. The status architecture. Many narcissistic personalities maintain a background architecture of status signaling, names dropped, accomplishments highlighted, subtle positioning within hierarchies. The tell is the persistent pattern. Conversation consistently communicates where this person stands relative to others and what sets them apart. The question that shifts away. A telling behavior is asking a question as a social gesture while shifting attention before receiving the answer. This reveals curiosity that is performed rather than real, serving as social mechanics rather than genuine interest in your inner life. A single instance can happen during moments of excitement or nervousness. Diagnostic clarity lives in the persistent pattern across multiple exchanges. The constant self-centering, the absence of curiosity, and the positioning of the self at the middle of every story. How they receive attention and its shifts. The response to praise. Secure people receive compliments with ease. A narcissistic personality metabolizes praise with intense urgency, treating compliments as fuel rather than simple connection, or deflecting with exaggerated modesty to prompt further praise. When attention shifts, observe what happens to a person's energy when attention moves to someone else. Secure people enjoy others' spotlight. A narcissistic personality frequently executes a recapturing bid, a story, a performance, or an interpretation to pull focus back to themselves. Part 3. The empathy audit and the entitlement tells. Two of the most reliable observational domains are the quality of empathic response across situations and the expression of entitlement in daily contexts. Both emerge early and are difficult to sustain as mere performance. The empathy audit, reading genuine versus performed. Clinical frameworks highlight empathy disturbances in narcissistic organization. Many narcissistic personalities perform empathy skillfully when it serves a social purpose. What remains absent is spontaneous, disinterested empathy, care offered without personal benefit. The truest empathy audit occurs when your needs are inconvenient, or when empathy requires sustained attention on someone else without personal gain. The entitlement markers, how they relate to the world. Entitlement expresses in how a person relates to everyone and everything around them, in restaurants, traffic, lines, and service interactions. Treatment of service workers, how a person treats waiters, customer service agents, or flight attendants during minor disruptions is a profound character indicator. Entitlement shows through contempt, dehumanization, and disproportionate demands for special treatment. The response to no. No is a diagnostic boundary. A secure person processes no as simple information. A narcissistic personality responds to no with disproportionate irritation, persistence, or offense, treating a simple boundary as a personal affront. Exemption from shared rules. Entitlement views social rules, traffic laws, and ordinary courtesies as applicable to others while maintaining internal exemptions for themselves based on perceived urgency or status. The special exemption bid. Entitlement routinely demands special considerations, better tables, or bypassed rules. The tell is the expectation of privilege and the shock or anger expressed when special treatment is declined. Part 4. The accountability response. The most revealing tell. The response to ordinary accountability is the single most revealing diagnostic signal. Genuine accountability requires receiving feedback, acknowledging truth, and making real adjustments. Capacities that narcissistic organization actively defends against. Testing this requires only a gentle, reasonable observation offered with goodwill. For example, I felt dismissed during our conversation earlier. A healthy dynamic receives this and reflects. A narcissistic personality triggers immediate defensiveness. Disproportionate defensiveness. A mild observation about behavior triggers a massive defense, treating a minor comment as an existential attack on their entire character. Darvo mechanics. As Jennifer Freyd established, Darvo, defend, attack, reverse victim and offender, flips the interaction. The person raising the concern suddenly finds themselves accused of being the aggressor. You are always attacking me. The victimhood pivot. The person held accountable reframes themselves as the most injured party in the conversation. Managing their distress displaces the original issue entirely. Surface repair versus true integration. Apologies arrive quickly and smoothly to restore surface harmony, yet leave underlying behavior completely unchanged. True repair produces true behavioral evolution. Part 5. The body's intelligence in real-time regulation. Every framework in this workshop organizes what your body registers instantly. Before conscious analysis, your body knows. The texture of the body's early signals. Simultaneous experiences of flattery and subtle internal tension. A sense of acceleration or breathlessness in the nervous system. A brief intuition that something is calibrated rather than natural. Feeling like an audience member in their presence rather than a mutual participant. Leaving interactions feeling drained despite the excitement. Internal monitoring, continually checking if you are saying the exact right thing. Take a moment to reset and say this out loud with me. My body's signal is pure accuracy, operating beneath conscious analysis. I honor and trust this intelligence. My body's signal is pure accuracy, operating beneath conscious analysis. I honor and trust this intelligence. In the moment, somatic shielding, real-time regulation. When across from someone displaying narcissistic tells, real-time somatic regulation maintains your internal nervous system sovereignty while keeping your energy contained. Try this with me, the 4-7-8 tongue press. It's a vagal break. Press the tip of your tongue firmly against the roof of your mouth, just behind the upper front teeth. Keep it there throughout the breathing cycle. Inhale quietly through your nose for 4 seconds, hold the breath gently for 7, and exhale slowly through slightly parted lips for 8 seconds. This specific breath cadence combined with tongue pressure rapidly engages the vagal brake to calm fight or flight surges during dialogue. Let's take a moment to practice that together. Inhale slowly, quietly through your nose for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now exhale slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Slowing down. Inhale through your nose for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another one is the peripheral soft focus, de-escalating the freeze response. Soften your eyes slightly to take in the full periphery of the room, the edges of the table, the background lighting. Widening your visual field shifts your autonomic state out of sympathetic hyperarousal and back into ventral vagal engagement. And I'm going to go ahead and give you one more, which is the midline containment hand. Rest one hand or folded arms near your upper abdomen, solar plexus, diaphragm when seated. This tactile contact offers gentle, reassuring grounding to the area that tends to contract when being boundary tested. And always, after every post-encounter, I want you to do a body check practice, which is sit comfortably with your hands on your heart and belly within a few hours of an interaction. Recall the meeting and observe. What was their attention? Was it curious or calibrated? Where was the conversational center of gravity? What occurred in my body during shifts in attention? Do I feel expanded, grounded? Your nervous system can react intensely to a masked or covert narcissist, even when their outward behavior looks flawless, charming, or warm. The human body detects threat long before the conscious mind can process or rationalize it. Even when someone is putting on a world-class performance, mirroring your interests, smiling and saying all the right things, their underlying intent to control, outmaneuver, creates tiny physiological mismatches. Your autonomic nervous system picks up on these micro signals instantly. And when a covert power play triggers a threat response, your adrenal glands flood your system with cortisol and adrenaline. Your body mobilizes to either fight or flee. If you remain physically still or trapped in your head, those stress hormones sit unmetabolized in your tissues, keeping the amygdala locked in a high alert feedback loop. Timing is everything when leveraging neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to adapt and rewire. Following an acute stressor, such as encountering a narcissist, the brain enters a temporary consolidation window lasting anywhere from 30 to 120 minutes. How you engage your body during this window heavily dictates what your brain learns from this experience. That concludes our talk about how to spot a narcissist. Right now, I would like for you to find a comfortable seated posture on your mat, crossing your legs. Rest the back of your hands gently on your knees. Allow the eyelids to soft close or drop down into a low, unhurried gaze. Inhale slowly through the nose, feeling the rib cage expand wide. Exhale through open lips with a soft sigh, releasing the shoulders down, away from the ears. Bring your awareness inward to your ventral vagal circuit. Scan the throat, the center of the chest, and the belly. Notice the subtle visceral shifts, muscle tone, heart rate, and internal sensations. Track whatever arises within neutral, relaxed curiosity across 8 to 10 full breath cycles. Inhale, expanding space internally. Exhale, grounding deeper into your seat. Together now, anchor this truth into your awareness. My nervous system is my primary intelligence. I embody its signals, and I trust its immediate wisdom. Now we're going to transition slowly to standing. On your next inhale, open the eyes softly. Sweep the legs around to one side. Tabletop the hands. And quietly walk the feet forward to meet the hands at the top of your mat. Slowly roll up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way up to stand. Step the feet hip-width apart. Root firmly down through the four corners of both feet, lifting the kneecaps slightly to charge the legs. Let the arms hang naturally by your sides, with the palms facing forward. Inhale deep into the lower abdomen, feeling the crown of the head lengthen skyward. Exhale completely, letting the shoulder blades melt down the back. Soften your eyes into a peripheral gaze. Expand your vision to take in the full horizon without straining. Hold for 10 full, steady breaths, feeling the quiet authority of your upright axis. This peripheral awareness signals deep physiological safety directly to the brainstem. Speak this silently or aloud. I am rooted in safety. My expanded gaze perceives reality with absolute precision. I am rooted in somatic safety. My expanded gaze perceives reality with absolute precision. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.